So this month is we were talking about knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and let's go to that verse where it talks about all this stuff. It's in Second Peter 1, and I'll be reading 5 through 7.
Second Peter 1.
5 through 7.
All right, go.
I'll be reading NLT. In view of all this, make every effort to respond to God's promises. Supplement your faith with a generous provision of more excellence, and more excellence with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with patient endurance, and patient endurance with godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and brotherly affection with love for everyone.
So what translation was that?
The NLT. And the sermon title that God gave me was that Jesus is the answer. So that's my sermon title. I'll be heading into Matthew 7 through 8, and this will be in the Amplified. And it says, ask and keep on asking, and it will be given to you. Seek and keep on seeking, and you will find. Knock and keep on knocking, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who keeps on asking receives, and he who keeps on seeking finds. And to him who keeps on knocking, it will be opened. What stood out to me was how the Amplified just says keep on, keep on, keep on. And it really wants to emphasize that we should keep on, and that if we have any questions for Jesus, that he will answer them, and we just have to ask and seek him constantly. Now I'm going to go to Matthew 13, and this is where the majority of what I'm going to be reading from. It's Matthew 13, and I'll be reading 3 through 23.
In which translation?
The NLT.
Matthew 13.
I'll be reading 3 through 23.
3 through 20.
He told many stories in the form of parables, such as this one. Listen, a farmer went out to plant some seeds. As he scattered them across his field, some seeds fell on a footpath, and the birds came and ate them. Other seeds fell on shallow soil with underlying rock. The seeds sprouted quickly because the soil was shallow. But the plants soon wilted under the hot sun, and since they didn't have deep roots, they died. Other seeds fell among thorns that grew up and choked out the tender plants. Still, other seeds fell on fertile soil, and they produced a crop that was 30, 60, and even 100 times as much as has been planted. Anyone with ears to hear should listen and understand. His disciples came and asked him, why do you use parables when you talk to the people? He replied, you are permitted to understand the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but others are not. To those who listen to my teaching, more understanding will be given, and they will have an abundance of knowledge. But for those who are not listening, even what little understanding they will be taken from them. That is why I use these parables. For they look, but they don't really see. They hear, but they don't really listen or understand. This fulfills the prophecy of Isaiah that says, when you hear what I say, you will not understand. When you see what I do, you will not comprehend. For the hearts of these people are hardened, and their ears cannot hear, and they have closed their eyes. So their eyes cannot see, and their ears cannot hear, and their hearts cannot understand. And they cannot turn to me and let me heal them. But blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. I tell you the truth, many prophets and righteous people long to see what you see, but they didn't see it. And they long to hear what you hear, but they didn't hear it. Now listen to the explanation of the parable about the farmer planting seeds. The seed that fell on the footpath represents those who hear the message about the kingdom and don't understand it. Then the evil one comes and snatches away the seed that was planted in their hearts. The seed on the rocky soil represents those who hear the message and immediately receive it with joy. But since they don't have deep roots, they don't last long. They fall away as soon as they have problems or are persecuted for believing God's word. The seed that fell among the thorns represent those who hear God's word, but all too quickly the message is crowded out by the worries of this life and the lure of wealth, so no fruit is produced. The seed that fell on good soil represents those who truly hear and understand God's word and produce a harvest of 30, 60, or even 100 times as much as had been planted. And what stood out to me was how hearing and understanding were correlated. So you have to hear and then you get understanding, and that you should have fruit from it as well. And I also read a part of it in the Amplified that stood out to me. I know it's the Passion Translation. And the specific part in 11 through 13 stood out to me. It says, he explained, you have been given the intimate experience of insight into the hidden mysteries of the realm of heaven's kingdom, but they have not. For everyone who listens with an open heart will receive progressively more revelation until he has more than enough. But those who don't listen with the open, teachable heart, even the understanding that they think they have will be taken from them. That's why I teach the people using parables, because they think they're looking for truth, yet because their hearts are unteachable, they never discover it. Although they listen to me, they never fully perceive this message I speak. And it just goes to show how it has to be in your heart, and you have to like bury it deep within. Can't be any shallow understanding, but by having a closer relationship with God, you'll be able to fully understand and have revelation of the words that He is speaking. And I also highlighted that Jesus is our teacher, and that we can ask Him anything, and that He will answer it if we just listen and seek Him. And then in Luke 8:16 through 18, in the NLT, it says, no one lights a lamp and then covers it with a bowl or hides it under a bed. A lamp is placed on a stand where its light can be seen by all who enter the house. For all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought to light and made known to all. So pay attention and how you hear. To those who listen to my teachings, more understanding will be given. But for those who are not listening, even what they think they understand will be taken away. From all these verses, it's clear that you have to be hearing Him, or you can't understand. And that you just have to know His voice. And if you can't hear His voice, then you won't be able to gain greater understanding. So that's why you always have to take your time to meditate on the Word day in and day out, so that you will be able to hear His Word, and that by hearing His voice, that you will be able to understand what you need, and that if you have any questions in life, you can always ask Jesus, because He's a teacher, and if you have a teachable heart, you will be able to receive that. And that's what I have. Any questions on Matthew 13 or anything about that stood out to them?
I noticed the difference between listening and hearing. Because it said they listened, but they didn't have understanding. But those that were hearing or heard, they had understanding. So there's a difference between listening and hearing.
I looked at the beginning when you read 2 Peter 1, right?
Second Peter 1:5-7.
Yeah, the very first line of that is before it lists all the things. It said to like better receive like His promises. I didn't catch that before. Like that, all of the understanding and like the goodness and all the different things we've been. It's so that we can better receive like all the promises that He has for us. Like that's so nice and generous. He's like, I want you to listen so you can be, or I want you to hear so you can be happier.
Yeah.
And so, like, having understanding and stuff is all for like our benefit.
Yes.
Any more questions?
I like how you brought out in the Matthew about keep asking, keep seeking.
Yeah.
The continuously of communicating with Jesus.
And that's part of like hearing, like that, the focus part.
Right.
Yeah, because if you ask, then you expect to hear.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
intentionality. And clearly you spend more time with the English teacher.
Well, if there's nothing else, then I'd like to pray for anyone who would like to receive whatever you need. If it's knowledge, wisdom, for stress, for depression, for anything you want, just have the presence of God. If anyone wants to pray, you can come up now.
Is that live?